Hello everybody, this is Kurt and I'm bringing you a Holy Pally healing guide. Now, I have the talents tree opened up, so let's get started. For your first talent, you're going to want to choose either between Speed of Light or Pursuit of Justice. Speed of Light, it's a 45-second cooldown, and you can pop it anytime, and you get a huge boost to your speed. It's really good for when you need to get out of a situation really quickly. Pursuit of Justice, when you have 3 holy power, it increases your movement speed. But the drawback to this is it requires holy power to get the speed boosts. So that kind of stinks because it doesn't stack with either your cape speed boost that you have, which is a bummer. But it's a good choice if you're not going to get the speed and chance for your cloak. I like it. I used it for a long time before I switched over to Speed of Light. I'm sorry. Now, Fist of Justice. This is one that I think would be pretty useful. Although Blinding Light, I was using Blinding Light for a long time, and I found Blinding Light to be a lot more effective. Well, let's get back to Fist of Justice. It's basically Hammer of Justice, but quicker. It has a 30-second cooldown instead of a 1-minute cooldown, so that could be useful. Blinding Light, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a big light irradiating from you, and it causes your enemies to be disoriented. I like this one, so it's between the two. You guys can make your choice. But then, let's go down to number 3. Eternal Flame is the must-have. Sacred Shield you can do it, but Eternal Flame is much better. We'll just leave it at that. I really enjoy it. It heals the target, and then it has a 50% residual heal after that. It's really nice. And then down to the 4th level. I use Clemency because it allows my abilities to have 2 charges, which I really enjoy. And I'll come back to that. Unbreakable Spirit is also a really good one because you can pop your shields, twice as much. Which, if you're staying in poop, boom, pop a shield. It's less of a problem at that point. But I'll show you what I use Clemency for in a second here. Down to the next one. I use Sacred Wrath, or Sanctified Wrath, excuse me. Because then you could use, it increases your Avenger's Wrath, so you go down here, Avenger's Wrath, increases healing done by 50%, and haste crit by 10% for 30 seconds. So it used to be 15, but now it's 30 seconds, and that's pretty awesome. That also reduces the cooldown of Holy Shock, which, as a Holy Paladin, Holy Shock is one of your go-to spells. So this one is almost a must-have. Divine Purpose, also pretty neat, but Sanctified Wrath, I would go with that one. On to the next two. Holy Prism. Holy Prism is pretty awesome. You can throw it on your enemy target, and it'll do damage to him while healing your tanks or melee while it's close to the target. It's pretty awesome. Pretty neat little tool there. Light's Hammer, also pretty neat. You can throw it down, and it's basically a raid heal. So fights like Gorfiend, when it's feast time, you can throw your Light's Hammer down and heal pretty good numbers compared to some other classes that are basically raid healers. It's sort of a nice little thing to have. Although I'm using Executioner's Sentence right now. It's a single target spell, but it heals like a freight train. It is awesome. I use it on my tanks primarily, or if somebody's really, really low or they have a dot on them or something, I'll throw this on them, and it'll basically let me focus on somebody else. So I recommend this one, although the other 3 of this tier are fantastic, so whatever you choose, just remember, everything has utility. Some have more, some have less, it all just depends on the fight. Now, level 100. Beacon of Faith. It's a second beacon. This is your go-to one. The other 2 don't have any merit on this. Beacon of Faith is the one you have to choose, because it gives you a second beacon. So you can put 1 beacon on your main tank and 1 beacon on your off tank. Or if somebody else is taking tons of damage and they're going to take tons of damage, you can throw it on, your tank and one of your DPS. It definitely increases the possibilities of things you can do. So it's really neat. Now let's go into glyphs. Now glyphs. I have the glyph of Hand of Sacrifice. So basically, when I use Hand of Sacrifice, it no longer directs the damage at me, and that's why I use Clemency, because it decreases damage by 30% for 12 seconds. So I like to pop this on 2 tanks, and then the tanks take less damage while I'm not taking any more damage. So Clemency allows me to have 2 Hands of Sacrifice instead of 1. And then the glyph allows me to no longer take the damage that the tanks would have been taking. So it's definitely a neat way to, just totally get rid of some of the damage. Not redirecting it, or anything. Now the second one I have is Glyph of the Protector of the Innocent. This one is a must-have. When you heal with Word of Glory or Eternal Flame, you get 20% of the heal you just did on yourself back to you. So it's more free healing in a sense, because you heal somebody else, 20% comes back at you. So that's less healing that you have to do on yourself, which is more healing for the meters and more healing for your rate, which is amazing. And finally, the last one is Glyph of the Merciful Wrath. I really like this one because it decreases the time for my Avenger's Wrath to be on cooldown. So I can pop this at the beginning of a fight, and then, a minute and a half later I can pop it again. It's really a great glyph, because the more times you can have your Avenger's Wrath up, is the more healing